Dear friends, I had already discussed about in the first part the simple fruits, especially the fleshy fruit, drupe, berry, dehiscent or capsular fruit. Then I had even discussed about the schizocarpic or splitting fruits. In the second part of this video, I would like to discuss about the dry indehiscent fruit, or it is also called as acinial fruit. So as I have already told you that the ovary here or the fruit wall here is dry, and in dehiscent they do not undergo any dehiscence. That is the characteristic feature of it, and they are placed under simple fruit because they were developed from a single flower and from carpels which are fused, that is syncarpous condition. So caryopsis, we notice this in the wheat, rice, almost all the pulses we can notice this caryopsis, wherein the fruit wall as well as the seed wall are fused. So this is a characteristic feature of caryopsis. Again, we can notice it in 4 o'clock plant, or it is also called as Mirabilis chalapa. Akin is a single seeded fruit. So they are found at the bottom of the fruit wall. The fruit wall and the seed, there's a huge gap between them that you can notice in case of akin, especially if you look into the fruit of 4 o'clock plant or Mirabilis jalapa. These characteristic features can be seen. Cypsela is noticed in case of sunflower. So we already know that most of the Asteraceae members, they have calyx, persistent calyx, and they are hairy, which we call it as pappus. Sunflower also has this pappus type of persistent calyx, and this helps in the parachute mechanism of dispersal of seeds. So there is a persistent calyx, and the seeds are enclosed within this uh, persistent calyx. They have a hairy calyx which is called as pappus. This helps in seed dispersal. We can also notice this in chrysanthemum, marigold flower, and other Asteraceae family members. Nut, we can see it in case of cashew nut. So nut has a very hard fruit wall. In case of cashew nut, the receptacle or thalamus is fleshy, and what looks like a seed which has protruded out of the fruit isn't a seed, but it is the fruit. They have a hard fruit wall. So what we are consuming in cashew nut is the cotyledons of the seed. So that is what we have to remember about. And what is used for extraction of the alcoholic drinks, fenny in Guava, is nothing but the receptacle or thalamus of the cashew nut. So nut has a indehiscent fruit wall which is very hard, and what we are consuming in cashew nut is the uh, cotyledons of the seed. Samara is having a winged nature of the fruit wall. So we can notice this in elm plant of Indian elm. We can also notice this, which helps in the seed dispersal mechanism. So apart from that, the next type of fruits after the simple fruits is the aggregate fruits. Aggregate fruits also develop from a single flower, but they have an apocarpous ovary. That is, carpels are free. So we this aggregate of fruits we can notice in etheria of follicles is noticed in calotropes. Follicles are fruits which dehisce at only one end, whereas if you look into legume, it dehisces at both the end. Etheria of follicles is collection of follicles which you can see in case of champak flower. It looks like a bunch of grapes, and the seeds are almost groundnut like in color. So, but they dehisce only at one end of the fruit wall. Calotropis has a pair of follicles because they have a pair of uh, carpels from which they develop. So it's from a single flower that these are developing. Etheria of akins, we can notice it in case of strawberry and lotus. Akins are having a huge space between the fruit wall and the seed coat or the seed. So Etheria of akins is a collection of akins. Etheria of berries can be noticed in custard apple. So they also develop from a single flower, and they have apocarpous ovary. So custard apple, they are having the berries. Berries characteristic feature is the mesocarp, epicarp, and endocarp. They are all fused together and they are edible. They have large number of seeds, but in custard apple they are single seeded berries which have all fused to form a trio of berries. Arta botrys odoratisimus Manaranjani flower they also call it as. So even they exhibit this hethario of berries. Hethario of drupes is noticed in raspberry or blackberry. Drupe is where the epicarp is leathery, mesocarp is fibrous, and they have a stony endocarp. So we can notice this drupe, hethario of drupes in case of raspberry and blackberry. So why they are all placed under aggregate fruit is because they develop from a single flower and they are developing from free carpels. That is, carpels are free and they are not fused. So which condition we call it as apocarpous. Now the last variety of fruits are multiple or composite fruit. So here inflorescence itself functions as a single fruit. So they are of two types, sorosis and syconus. Sorosis is noticed in pineapple and jackfruit. So pineapple is an entire inflorescence which has formed a fruit-like structure. In jackfruit we notice the